Hello and welcome to the weekly Global Heartstream. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez, a professional coach, artist, and speaker who enjoys traveling the world, connecting with amazing people, and talking about the longest, most rewarding journey that you'll ever embark on, the 12-inch journey between your head and your heart. Through individual and group coaching programs, online courses, and live seminars, I teach a heart-centered approach to personal mastery, leadership development, and spiritual growth that helps people become the most loving, joyful, and powerful version of themselves. The Global Heartstream is a weekly dedicated space to help you reconnect with your heart, raise your vibrational frequency, and remind you just how powerful, loving, and amazing you already are. It's also an invitation to unify our hearts with the intention of bringing more love, compassion, and healing to a world that so desperately needs it. You can find out more about my work by visiting gabrielgonzalez.com, where you can also sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, and register for my upcoming seminars. And if you enjoyed this Heartstream, please be sure to subscribe, like, or comment so that we can reach more people and help make this a more loving, compassionate, and heart-centered world. Hello and welcome to another inspiring episode of the Global Heartstream. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonzalez, broadcasting live on this Wednesday, the 5th of April, and in the middle of Easter week, the Holy Week, as they call it here in España. They call it La Semana Santa. And I have to say that for many, many years, for me, it was just Semana Santa was just vacation time. You know, it took me many, many years to be able to understand the significance and the meaning of what Easter was really all about. Today, we're starting a new month, and with a new month comes also a new theme. And throughout this entire month of April, we're going to be speaking about what it means to live from the heart. And we're also going to be changing things a little bit. Why? Well, because today we have a guest. I'm very happy that today I'm going to be joined for the part of the conversation with my friend, student, and and fellow traveler on this journey of the heart, Sonia Ter Hovanessian, who is a musician, who's a writer, who's a coach. And we're going to be speaking about what it means to live from the heart. And Sonia will have the opportunity to share her own heart awakening journey. So I want to welcome those of you who are with us here live. Hello, Ali. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Simona. Hello, Isabel, all the way out in Los Angeles. Hello, Ellen. Namaste, baby. Hello, Evan. Nice to have you here, brother. Hello, Marilyn. Hello, John. Hello, Mary. And hello, those of you who are watching the replay. All right, as we dive into today's topic, I want to make a few announcements about upcoming trainings and seminars and workshops that are going to be happening throughout this month of April, and then also moving into May and June. So first, I want to let you know about a new course that I'll be starting on Tuesday, April 18th. Heart-centered meditation, an adventure in self-discovery, inner joy, and emotional balance. And it's an invitation to hang out with me for 5 weeks to learn how to develop a heart-centered meditation practice. Next is a course for men only. So sorry, ladies, I'm going to have to say I'm sorry that this course is not for you, but this is really a course intended for the people that really need it the most. All right, we're going to be starting on Friday, April 28th, a new course called The Way of the Heart Warrior. It's an ultimate emotional self-mastery training for men. I know a couple of you who are here today are going to be joining me on this new adventure. It's a 9-week course designed specifically to teach men the skills of emotional self-mastery, shadow reintegration, and compassionate communication. Also, on Saturday, April the 29th, I'm going to be doing another episode of the Heart of Money workshop, an invitation to heal your relationship with money. Following the course on heart center meditation, we'll be starting another course in May called Praying from the Heart. So, those of you who have been asking me, Gabriel, I want to learn how to pray like you. Well, this is the course for you, where I teach you exactly the scientific prayer method that I use to pray from the heart. This type of prayer that where the heart and the feeling and the emotion is more important than the actual words. And then finally, on June 2nd to the 4th, I'm very happy to announce that we are going to be facilitating the very first installment in a very long time of the Path of the Heart seminars, a 3-day transformational weekend experience for people who want to heal their heart, build deeper, more loving relationships, and reconnect with their natural joy. You can learn more about all of these events by visiting my website, gabrielgonzalez.com/events. You can also find it right in the top. All right. So without further ado, I want to welcome today's guest. I had the opportunity to meet Sonia just over 2 years ago, I believe, right after a retreat that we were both participating in. And I have to say that when we first met, the connection was instant. Okay. We immediately like hit it up and we spent, and I'm not kidding you, at least 5 hours after this beautiful retreat, just connecting at the level of the heart and sharing some very profound stories of healing and transformation that we were experiencing. She's had the opportunity, or I've had the opportunity to work with her quite closely for the past couple of years. She began the heart awakening journey, or the heart intelligence journey, rather, by enrolling in the Heart Warrior training program. And then after that, she continued with the Heart Leadership training program. And she is somebody I highly respect. And I'm also very happy to say that we're now collaborating together in this first uh, Path of the Heart seminar that is going to be taking place in Portugal in just a couple of months. So I'd like to welcome you, Sonia. Welcome to the Global Heartstream. You're
Happy.
our very first guest. I'm excited and I feel a little bit nervous because I've never had to deal with so many like controls here. When I normally deal with the controls here on this platform, it's just one little video that I have to worry about, which is me. But now I had to practice and ensure that I get this right and we can hear you. Welcome. It's really an honor to have you here, Sonia.
Well, it's an honor to be here. Thank you for asking me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, would you mind telling us a little bit about where you are and what are you up to these days?
Where I am. So I'm in Brighton, Hove actually, which is so Brighton and Hove is on the south coast of England, which is where I was brought up. Even though I spent most of my life living in Italy, but I moved back here a few years ago. And yeah, this crazy little island that has been my home. And I'm up to lots of different things, just between building businesses and working on my creative projects with music, and working on my website, launching my new website, moving from primarily just as a musician and performer to then now really taking the coaching side more seriously, and being able to bring this to others as well, like the connection with music and especially the voice. So it's a few things that I'm doing. So
Yeah, that's wonderful. We have Ali here that says she was born in Brighton. So,
cool.
woohoo for Brighton. Yeah, well, I think everyone here, including myself, would be really interested in learning about your heart awakening journey. As you know, the theme that we're exploring this whole month is what it means to live from the heart. But before one can really start living from the heart, you have to connect with your heart. The heart has to awaken. So I'd love to hear from you. What does heart awakening mean to you? And not only that, what was your own process of waking up to your heart?
Um, it's a lifelong process, really, isn't it? Especially when you look back and you're like, oh yes, actually, it's always been there. But I think a pivotal moment was the end of 2020, the 12th of December 2020, actually. Is a date that I will never forget. And I think in order to understand how big this was for me, I'd like to share the fact that before this moment, I really wasn't spiritual. I didn't believe in it, or I didn't know what to believe. I always said I was agnostic. I was brought up Catholic, and that put me off, to be honest. Lots of issues there for me. And I just turned my back on it all. And yeah, along the way, I was aware that there were people that had faith, and I was like, yeah, but it's just stories. It's just stories. And then that day in December 2020, something happened, and I woke up in the morning and I was going to an event that I didn't know any people there, and so I was going to be meeting lots of people, and something felt different, and I didn't know what it was. And the whole day it was like I was floating. And now I've got the language and the understanding to talk about it, but at the time I didn't know what on earth was happening. And some of the things that were happening was I realize now, I was receiving downloads, but massive downloads, like just this constant stream. And I was saying to my partner at the time, like, this isn't me. I don't know where this is coming from. And he was just kind of looking at me and going, oh my God, what's happened to my partner? And so I was receiving downloads. I was astral projecting, I was remote viewing, I was doing all of these things. It was like, it was the best time to be in my mind, or that's what I thought. I was thinking about it just in my mind. I hadn't made the connection with my heart yet. But I think probably the most profound aspect of all of that was when I went to this event, um, the people that I encountered, I could feel all of their emotions. I understood. It was like I was getting this flash of information that was so profound. And I really, some of it's quite hard to remember because I was in a very altered state and I hadn't taken any psychedelics. And in fact, my partner that whole weekend, it lasted about a week, this altered which is quite a long time, really.
Mm.
Um, and he actually said to me at one point, he said, being with you this weekend is like being with LSD. And at that point, I'd never done psychedelics. I didn't know what he was talking about. It's just like, wow, LSD is interesting. And there's a lot more that could be said about that. But essentially it was like, I don't really know why it happened. I wasn't looking to do this. I didn't know these things existed.
Yeah, it
So
was very
I was
spontaneous from how you described it. Yeah.
totally, and to somebody who didn't even believe in these things. So I actually, I liken it to, I call it a slap from God, slap in the face from God, like a loving slap in the face from God. And I realized that God had been trying to wake me up to my own spirituality for quite a while, and I could see that looking back. But that was definitely the moment where I was like, okay, she's not listening. Just send it all to her. and and it's so hard to talk about these things that are intangible at the end of the day.
Mm.
Um, but the connection with the heart happened a little bit afterwards, because at the time I was studying to become a counselor, and I realized, and I studied to be a psychologist. I'd never qualified in my 20s, but I'd done the studying, and there'd always been something that had stopped me, whether it was health or finances or time, and I started looking for a new path in that way. And I started looking at transpersonal psychology, so based on Jungian theory, more about the collective consciousness. And I realized that for me, what had been missing from the world of psychology was the connection with the divine. And and so many other aspects that I was working on in, with my life coach at the time, who had an incredible journey with a beautiful life coach that I had, called Lisa, where I knew that I was going down the path of to become a healer in my own right, but I was so lost, and I couldn't connect all the various different paths that I had open. And then fast forward about 6 months, and I meet you at a retreat, and it was after an ayahuasca journey, which I'd been interested in for about 10 years. But I now understand that it's the ayahuasca, the plant, the medicine herself, who calls you. And so I thought, okay, my life was falling apart at the time. I was uh, about to separate, and then eventually got divorced, and lots of things were happening. And I entered that world, and then everything changed. And then we met, and like you described, that was quite a conversation. And when I found your courses, I realized this is what I'd been missing, and this was the path that was going to allow me to bring all these paths, my own paths, together. And that's where I realized that actually this mind and heart coherence was what I was lacking, and we're so stuck in the mind.
Mm.
And then I embraced the journey of the heart, and that's a whole other chapter.
Yeah. So it sounds like in your case, there was just this spontaneous spiritual awakening that happened when you were least expecting it, that opened you to, yeah, just feeling more connected to others, to the world. And only that, just instantly having all those psychic powers awaken in you. But the connection with the heart came much later, and I can totally relate, because I remember as you were speaking, I was remembering when I was in South Africa. I actually made a trip to Johannesburg, and I went to a satsang, and I just chanted mantras. This is many years before I myself started doing mantras, and I was so elevated after that experience that I swear to God, I arrived at the house where I was staying with some friends, and I felt that I was levitating. I felt that I could fly. It's a feeling that I have never had my whole life, and I felt so light. And yes, I can totally relate to what it feels like to feel so light and lifted and connected. Yet that doesn't last very long, I find, until the heart really comes in. What is for you the distinction between like spiritual awakening and heart awakening? And I'd love it if you could also like share, I don't know, some example from your own life on how that has transformed your life and your relationships.
Oh God, that's quite a difficult question. I think for me, and I really feel like I'm since meeting so many people on this path who have got so much knowledge and experience, and their own spiritual practice, and their own abilities coming to light. I'm so humbled every time, and I realize how new it is for me.
Hmm.
So it's something that it's not an easy thing to put into words necessarily.
Hmm.
But for me, the heart awakening, I am experiencing it as, well, the continued practices that come with that, and the awareness of the emotional realm. And to some of my friends or people in my life who, are like, oh my God, what happened to Sonia? She never talked about God before. And that's one way that I kind of, when we're speaking, to try and explain, try and share, because everybody has this. This is this
Yeah.
is who we really are. Is the emotional journey, unlocking the trapped trauma, working with the denser emotions, and not wanting them, not needing for them to go away and never feel sadness and never feel anger, but to actually realize that the medicine is in the pain and the medicine is in the heart,
Mm,
in
mm, mm,
those emotions, whether you're doing an ayahuasca journey or the mantras or voice work or a course like yours, where you're working with the heart and all of the various different practices that come with it, is that sustained growth and emotional self-mastery and awareness.
mhm,
And that for me is where the sustained awakening comes in, and the power of the heart, and understanding the power of the heart, and how we're, especially in the Western world and the modern world, we're so stuck in our minds, and
mhm,
stilling the mind in whatever way it is. And there's so many ways.
mhm.
And as a musician, I've had lots of experience with that, but I didn't realize it was connected to spirituality, and the heart, and it's
Yeah,
all connected.
yeah, yeah. For me, the way in which shows up, it's the distinction between like connection and light, and obviously intuition and wisdom, to the arrival of love. Okay, like in the example that I gave, I felt like I was levitated. I felt I was connected to everything. I felt like I had a lot of information that there was no way that I could have known that about a person. But I did not feel the sense of love towards everything and everyone. And I think that's one of the biggest key distinctions when people really move into the heart, is the overwhelming experience of love and just loving everybody. Even the person that broke your heart, that like nailed you to a cross, that betrayed you, whatever. You kind of go like, I feel so much love for them, I understand them. Where before that wasn't there. It was just a sense of like, yeah, we're all spiritual. I feel our connection. And
Mm,
for me, that is what allows then, um, yeah, a person then to initiate then the healing that comes when love finally makes its way in. Because once the love gets inside of you, it begins to summon all the unlovingness, and this is where then the next stage of the journey is the healing journey.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd also add that the self-love, for me,
Mm.
I I was in a bliss state in that, and all floaty and all really like, oh my, I couldn't feel the denser emotions. I just felt, but it was kind of a bit floaty is the best word that comes
Yeah.
to mind. And it was
Yeah.
less embodied, more this transcendental, which there's a lot of practice in that direction, bringing it back down to the body. And I
Mm.
and I learned this with the studies that I've done with you, like that the path to the heart is through the body,
Mm.
through embodying. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say, once you initiated this journey into the heart, or this heart awakening, what would you say was the most difficult, or has been, or is the most difficult part of this journey?
Surrendering.
Mm.
For me, surrendering. And I have to say, oh, sustained faith and discipline in my spiritual practices, and the path. And you can have these moments, whether it's through whatever moment of reaching a bliss state, whether it's psychedelics or like what we were saying. But
Mhm.
then it's the afterwards, it's like, yeah, but life is gritty and life is hard. And I guess in my case specifically, if I look at my life now compared to how it was before, I'm not the same person, and my life can't be the same either. So it started to break away. So relationships and my jobs and what I was doing, how I was filling my time, and I wasn't dedicating myself to my sole purpose. And it's not an easy thing in this world where you've got bills to pay and
Mm.
people to answer to sometimes, and the transformation process and how hard that is. And it's not a walk in the park, but having that focus of like, but why am I here? And understanding it and feeling it in the heart. And last year was a big year for me, and when I was faced with decisions I was forced to make, I would drop into my heart and the various different practices that I've got now to hear my intuition, to feel my intuition, and to feel it through my heart and through my emotions and all the messages that come with that. And when everything's chaotic around, to find that stillness within. And yeah, I think I don't know if that's a coherent answer, but that's
Yeah, 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 very, very much so. I mean, I knew you obviously before the training, and I've also been, you know, a first row witness to your transformation and also to your own healing journey, which has intersected with my own healing journey in many ways as well. And can totally see, yeah, you're just not the same person. You're just not the same person. And
mm,
obviously, you know, that's one of the things that happens once we initiate some kind of a conscious, transformational process. As we change, then our relationships begin to also change. Sometimes the relationship gets better, sometimes the relationship completely falls apart. Right? But the invitation is to continue to use everything that is taking place in your life to grow and to get to know you. So, what is at this moment? What would you say is your biggest challenge, and and that you have, and how did the Heart Leader Training Program helped you or prepared you to, yeah, to face them or to embrace them?
biggest challenge I think is partly internal in believing myself and the self-love that I mentioned, because I really didn't have very much of it before. I had
Mm,
quite low self-esteem, and on the outside, put me on a stage and I can, I'll play, I'm a musician, I've done that my whole life, but inside I was crumbling. And so the biggest challenge has been um, actually um, the reparenting that I'm doing, uh, which is really beautiful but really hard.
mm,
And that's on the inside, and then how manifesting it on the outside, and um, having that belief, and the belief also in my visions, and for what I'm want to continue to bring and into the outside world, um, with music primarily. And music is, oh my goodness, that's a world. I didn't know that something like medicine music existed before, and I'm a musician. Music is my life. I didn't know that genre existed. And so um, having the ability on the outside, the life, to be able to follow that path, and so building that life that allows me to do that, and to then be able to help others do that as well.
mm,
So yeah, not easy, but definitely worth it.
mm,
And the heart leader training, just having a vision, that was the one of the biggest things. And I that I've like I was saying, like, I had a vision board, before I had my awakening. I had a vision board. I knew that, but they're all separate pieces. And then actually all the work that we did on the course to bring them together in function of a soul purpose.
mhm,
And so finding that for me has been probably the most important, because without it, I was navigating in the dark, and my energy was dispersive, and I wasn't going anywhere. I was just treading water and getting tired. Now I'm getting tired, but I'm swimming.
yeah, and you have a direction, which is what I
Yeah.
believe ultimately it's one of the main reasons why we all need to have a vision, because the vision
Mm,
gives you a direction, so you know which way to swim.
yeah,
So you're not swimming
yeah, yeah.
backwards.
And then when
Yeah,
you see the shore getting a little bit closer, and then you realize it's in part about the shore and having that focus and that vision, but that actually the swimming is
yeah,
tiring, it requires energy, but it's really beautiful as well in everything that it brings, the challenges, the doubts, the fears,
yeah,
the hard work, and but then it's like, wow, I'm doing this for a reason. Um,
yeah.
so yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's really beautiful, as I said earlier, to yeah, to be the witness of your transformation, and not only that, to see this new direction that your life is taking on, where before you were just a professional musician doing jazz and writing your own songs, but now the music that you're receiving and sharing, it's for the purpose of helping people heal and connect more with their hearts, and then that alone with the coaching and helping people, reconnect with their true voice that has to do with ultimately with their true self. I think it's really very powerful work, and I can only see you, yeah, over the next few months stepping more and more and more into this new vision. And I'm very much looking forward also to uh, yeah, playing music with you.
Mm.
I just want to let you guys know that Sonia is not only helping me, supporting me in co-creating this event, but she's also going to be performing some of her music during the event. One of the things about these new Path of the Heart seminars is that music will play a very, very important role. All right. Well, unfortunately, we're getting to the end of our time together so that we can begin our guided meditation. So, if you were wondering, like, is he going to do a meditation? Yes, of course, we will be doing a guided meditation. We'll be starting in just a few moments. So, I want to ask you a final question. What would be your recommendation, your advice for somebody that is just having their heart awakening right now or their spiritual awakening? What suggestions would you give them? What advice would you give them? Somebody who's just new to this path.
I think one of the most important things is the community, the support. I would say find like-minded and like-hearted people who understand and who can help support and embrace that journey, because it's ultimately a very solitary journey, because it's between us and our own connection with the divine, but it's in community that that we find strength. Uh, I think that's a really important one. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true.
Mm.
I think that the community aspect is key. It lets you know that you're not alone on this journey and that you're not meant to be doing it alone. Yeah, that there are parts of the journey where undoubtedly, you have to walk them, but having this sense of like shared journey, that I'm not the only one going through this, makes the burden easier, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and amazing.
Yeah, true. Very amazing. Yeah. And this is one of the things that, yeah, it's been one of the biggest gifts of having started my coaching practice and the academy. And yeah, and when I look here at the list of people, yeah, not just you guys that come here and show up week after week, but also those of you who are here, but also members of the academy and have gone through the training, like Isabel, Simona, Ellen, Evan, Mary, Mariette, and you know who you are. Yeah, we've managed to build a really beautiful sangha, a beautiful circle of people who are not only walking this journey, but also supporting one another along the way. So thank you very much, Sonia, for for being our first guest. Yeah, and for hanging out with us today. And so we're going to move now into the guided meditation. So I look forward to connecting with you very soon again as we continue to work together and go creating this event that will be happening in 2 months' time. Thank you for being with us, Sonia.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, my dear friends. So I want to invite you now to move into the experiential part of our time together. And I'd like you to please place a hand over your heart and repeat the following affirmations with me. We're anchoring a greater awareness of what it means to live from the heart and what it means to experience life from a greater place of love, inner wisdom, and the power that comes from our connection to the divine. Please repeat after me. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I honor both my divine essence and my human nature. I trust in the wisdom of my heart and follow its guidance with conviction. I am fully in tune with the needs and desires of my heart. By living from the heart, I attract joy, love, and abundance. By living from the heart, I surrender my ego's defense mechanisms. I trust in myself and in the benevolence of the universe. My heart is a channel for divine love, light, and wisdom. Please close your eyes if we haven't already done so. And begin to focus your awareness in the middle of the chest, in that space that we call the heart, that encompasses not only your physical heart, but also your emotional center, and your spiritual connection with the heart of God. Let it be known far and wide within your awareness that your heart is the sacred space where God lives. Where love lives. As you begin to breathe into the heart space, slowly, deeply, and evenly set the intention to establish a perfect union between your heart and the heart of divinity. saying in essence, God gives his heart to me. God gives his love to me. My heart melts with God's heart. My love melts with God's love. As we breathe in and out of the heart, feeling this connection that exists between the eternal heart of God and our hearts, between the eternal source of love and our inner source of love. We activate the feeling of gratitude and appreciation as we say, in essence, Dear God, thank you for all that I am. Thank you for all that I do. Thank you for all that I have. Thank you for the gift of this life. Thank you for the lessons I'm being taught. Thank you for those special people in my life with whom I get to share this adventure of a lifetime. Thank you that I'm not the only one waking up to this greater awareness of love, wisdom, and power that is God in me. Thank you that I have a community around me of friends and peers that I'm sharing this journey with, that I am supporting and being supported by. For the next few moments, allow this deep breath in and out of the heart, and this feeling of gratitude to continue to open your heart, bringing about a softening to the body, the mind, and the emotions. Resting in the awareness of the present moment, where you are, where God is, where love abides. In the name of the I Am Presence and the Holy Christ Self of everyone here today, or anyone watching the playback, and speaking on their behalf, I connect, attune, and unify my heart to the infinitely loving heart of God. the one power, the one presence that governs the entire cosmos. Knowing that where I am, God is. Where my heart is, God's heart is. Feeling gratitude in my heart for all that it took for me to get here today, this far. For all the support that I have received from others who, like me, are walking this journey towards a greater love. Feeling gratitude also for the unseen forces of angels, archangels, and spiritual guides and allies who support my journey and guide me here today and always. I give thanks for knowing that God makes no mistakes and that my life is not a mistake, that I am not a mistake. Therefore, I have never made a mistake, cannot possibly make a mistake. Every experience that I deem or label a failure is just simply an experience designed to help me learn, to help me find my way home to the ultimate truth, to the ultimate love, to the ultimate expression of who I really am. I give thanks for all the life experiences that brought me this far, for I would not be who I am without it, and I would not be going where I'm going had it not been for them. I rest in the knowing that right here and right now, despite appearances, my life is unfolding with perfect order. There's no lack or limitations. All I see are opportunities. There's no unlovingness or fear. All I see is opportunities to bring my love. There is no anger or resentment. All I see are opportunities to practice compassion, self-love, and forgiveness. That the presence of God may shine stronger, more powerfully in my heart. I give thanks for being reminded of this. I rest and surrender to the greater intelligence that guides my life, that knows that it knows my needs before I even express them, that knows the deepest desires of my hearts, that knows what is best for me, who is best for me, when is best for me, how it's best for me. In perfect unity with the heart of God, perfect unity of heart and mind, I now declare, please repeat after me. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I honor my divine essence and my human nature. I trust in the wisdom of my heart and follow its guidance with conviction. I am fully in tune with the needs and desires of my heart. By living from the heart, I attract joy, love, and abundance. By living from the heart, I surrender my ego's defense mechanisms. I trust in myself and in the benevolence of the universe. My heart is an open channel for divine love, light, and wisdom. And so it is, and it is so. Amen. Dear God, our universal Father and Mother, on behalf of everyone here today, I ask that you bless us, bless our journeys, bless our family and our friends this Easter week. That we may all be given the strength necessary to release and let go of what no longer serves us. That we may leave upon the cross with our Savior all of that within us, which needs to die, which needs to be surrendered. That we may be reborn and transformed by the Christ within us, which is your only begotten Son, which is the immaculate concept of divinity held in the Sacred Heart of Mother Mary, purity of the lotus flower, and the jewel in the castle of Brahman. May the light of your love shine upon everyone here today. May it shine upon Sonia, Laura, Isabel, Kelly, Michalina, Ashita, Ali, Bambi, Leela, Shelley, Mary, John, Marilyn, Evan, Ellen, Isabel, Simona, Cindy, and everyone else who's watching this replay. May this light also awaken on our family and our friends. And may this call for increased light, love, and surrender be amplified and go out to all sentient beings upon this world. That the light of Christ may be glorified. That the kingdom of heaven may once again shine triumphantly inside each and every one of us. The kingdom of love, compassion, self-love, surrender, power, wisdom, greater abundance and prosperity. The kingdom of infinite possibilities of expressing who we really are as the sons and daughters of God. For this, we're infinitely grateful and thankful, accepting it, declaring it done here and now, according to your will. And so it is, and it is so. Amen. You may now begin to return once again to the full awareness of our time together, gently opening the eyes, taking a few moments to check in with yourself and just noticing how you feel. Bringing the awareness now to what it is that you're taking away from our time together. And if you feel like it, I'd love it if you could share it in the comment section below. What are you taking away from the beautiful conversation that we had with Sonia and during this brief guided process? For me, it was really this what Sonia mentioned in the conversation about the importance of having a community or a group of like-minded or heart-minded people that you can share this journey with. I think without a doubt that has been, the biggest gift that I myself, as a coach and as a teacher, I have received. And I suppose in many ways is why I do so many of the things that I do, including continue to come back here Wednesday after Wednesday and create spaces or excuses sometimes for all of us to come together so that we can connect and so we can share. All right, my beautiful friends, we're at the end of our time together. I want to thank you once again for lending me your hearts and your ears, and for the opportunity to connect as we do every week. I want to remind you that if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so that you can also receive notifications about upcoming broadcasts. You're going to notice over the next few weeks, I'm going to be posting quite a few more videos and then also shorts and then other content through this channel. all with the intention of, just bringing more awareness to what it means to live from the heart, and to connect with others much deeper from the place of the heart. Simona says, thank you, Sonia and Gabriel. Very soothing meditation. Bless Easter. Yes, thank you, Simona. Blessed Easter to all of you too as well. Isabel says, I'm taking deep connection, community, surrendering. Evan says, peace and connection. Ellie says, thank you. Ellen says, peace and happy Easter. Namaste, baby. Peace and happy to you. Shelly says, thank you so much, Gabs, and also Sonia for today. Much love to everyone. Cindy's Heart says, thank you, Sonia and Gabs. I feel like this group feels like home within my heart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is what I've come to realize, to understand now what it's meant by the old saying, home is where the heart is. Because that group of people, that person, where the hearts come together, that's home. That is home. And I have this fantasy that when I transition into my next life, that's what heaven will feel like. It's the absolute feeling of pure connection and love. Marilyn says, thank you both for sharing your connection to the divine. You're welcome. All right, my beautiful friends, once again, thank you for being with us today. I wish you a really beautiful and blessed Easter week. And I look forward to connecting with you next week when we will continue on a series of conversations about what it means to live from the heart. Until next time, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now. Thank you for joining me in this week's Heartstream. I hope you're walking away feeling more connected to yourself and your divinity, to the planet, to others, and to all of life. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can receive notifications about upcoming broadcasts. And if you would like to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, or register for my upcoming trainings and seminars, be sure to visit my website, gabrielgonsalves.com. Until the next time, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye for now.